Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Grocery Land Container Gardening Update number 1. It has been, I'm going to say, a month since some of the very first plants we acquired, and only about maybe the last things I put in were about 5 days ago. So some of the items have been in bigger pots a lot longer than others. We have had some phenomenal growth. We've been getting a lot of rain. Rain is good. We like rain. Rain is good, but we haven't had tons and tons of sun interspersed with the rain. So I really feel like things are going to hugely explode once we get some consistent sun. Check out how things are doing. Let me know what you think. So what you'll notice in between the beginning video and the update video is I have quite a few more items. So in the beginning, I had Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, 2 yellow pear tomatoes, and 2 specialty cherry tomatoes. We had Marketmore cucumbers. We had zucchini. I think I had 3 plants of zucchini. We had buttercup squash, and we had celery and Brussels sprouts. So you'll notice moving forward that there's a few more things. Oh, and I had 1 jalapeno plant. We've been able to transplant some of the tomatoes into 5-gallon buckets. These ones here, these are 6 Roma tomatoes. Romas are my preferred tomato. They're very meaty. Over here, we have 5 beefsteak tomatoes. I'd bought a 6-pack and randomly it had 7 within it. One of the cells had 2, and I gave 2 of them to my folks for in their little raised garden. And then I also purchased 2 plants only. These are called Indigo Sun Cherry Tomatoes, and those are over here. What we still have left to come, we have 2 yellow pear tomatoes, and I have a 6-pack of cherry tomatoes. I don't know what the brand of them are. They were just a little 6-pack cell. Those are still in very, very small containers. These are the rest of the tomatoes that need replanting. You see on the left, the little green pots are what we had immediately moved the cherry tomatoes into when we bought the 6-pack cell. That is Chewy, the dog, back there just observing and helping. And they were in these little, so we were able to upsize them when we moved some of the other tomatoes into the 5-gallon buckets. These are my 2 yellow pear tomatoes. We are freeing up some more buckets, and I think that we're going to be able to get those in there today. Little update on the onions and the pumpkin patch. The onions are doing phenomenal. Very, very well. So we're just going to leave them here. They obviously like this spot. The pumpkins are getting much, much bigger. Looking good. The chives and the mint are just growing phenomenally. No issues with anything here, and those are perennials, so they'll just keep coming back year after year in this container. This is what we got to figure out. We just can't have these all over the steps like this. I ended up getting 2 more peppers, jalapeno peppers. They are called Jalafuego. I bought these from someone who grew the seedlings online, just off Facebook Marketplace. We also have now this hot pepper. I don't know if you can see the tag here. Ooh, hot pepper burrito. And although this looks like 2 plants, which we thought it was, when we went to separate them, to pot them, it is 1 stalk on the bottom. So they needed to stay together. I need to get my little pepper patch done. Those are just green pepper. I've got 3 different varieties of jalapenos, and I'm a seed saver. So that is exciting because they're 3 different kinds of jalapenos than what I currently have seeds for. Now this year we weren't able to grow from seed. We just didn't have our lives in order to be able to make that happen. Sometimes that happens, guys. Then the Brussels sprouts are doing awesome. These pots are good. I love these little 2-gallon nursery pots, and they work perfect for one plant for each pot. I got some broccoli, and I just don't know. I don't know. I need to get some more pots. We need to figure this out. Out of the little 6-pack of broccoli, I planted 3, the one up there, and then those 2 together in this pot. And I'm thinking because they mostly grow straight up, I'm thinking that might be fine. 2 zucchinis here. These are new, a different strain of zucchini than the other zucchinis that we already have. I was actually thinking of, instead of having one of these in each pot, I was actually thinking this grow bag is bigger, putting 2, one on each edge of the grow bag, moving the pepper into one of these pots, and then that would free up another bag for us for something. Now we have potatoes growing in this potato bag. The celery is growing like mad. This is the squash growing amazing, and in the middle of one of the squashes is a celery. I don't know if there's too much in there or not. This is zucchini, and I want to bring, so see if I had those 2 zucchinis in together in the same bag, and I brought them over here and we could place the bag somewhere on the ground there, then all of the zucchini would be together in one spot, which I like things organized and everything together in one spot. We now have English cucumbers. So this was a ladder of 12 Marketmore cucumbers, so just garden cucumbers. And I got a pack of English cucumbers. There was 4 in the pack. And so we took out 4 of the regular Marketmore cucumbers that are really healthy. We gave them to my parents for in their little raised bed. And we planted these English cucumbers in their place. So you can see it's the bottom row. And just this one, and they look different than the other ones. They're pretty healthy when I bought them, but you can see here, I don't know if they're not loving this space or if it's just because it's a different variety. Hopefully they come around. And this is a bag with 2 pepper plants in it, a bigger grow bag, and those are doing really well. Everything is really healthy. These are eggplant. They're doing extremely well in those little grow bags, so we're just going to leave them alone. It was a 6-pack of eggplant. I have 3 left in little tiny planters. I tried to give them to my folks, but they were of the mind of, what are eggplants? No, we don't need those. So I still have those that I can gift to somebody, anybody, because I don't think we need 6 plants of eggplant. Six eggplant plants. It's too much eggplant for just Shane and myself. And this is where I started to try to grow some Swiss chard from seed. So I'm using this as a little greenhouse. It was incredibly, incredibly healthy until not too long ago. They're still alive. They're just not doing as well. I really am hoping to get the Swiss chard to grow. Last year in our garden, I was harvesting Swiss chard right until October, really. Like, right up until the snow was falling. This is my to gift leftovers. So we have moved them into some bigger pots. These were in 6-pack cells. These are pumpkins, and these are the eggplant. It's interesting. The pumpkins had, when I purchased them, they had so many in each cell that I ended up with several big bags full that I'm growing myself, plus extras. For anyone still wanting to put in a garden, I mean, how can you go wrong when you can get a 6-pack bedding plants for $1? Everything here. There's celery, there's leaf lettuce, there's broccoli, there's cauliflower. Here is Swiss chard, lots of tomatoes, and the tomatoes are really healthy. They've got cucumbers, there's squash, there's onions. The handsome one is actually not going to be happy if I bring a bunch of stuff home. So I need to get out of here ASAP because we do not have the space. There is just so much stuff. There's peas. These are peas. Yeah. Sugar snap peas. Oh, I should get a package of sugar snap peas. I'm talking myself out and then talking myself back into things. More Swiss chard. Look how healthy this is. This is just, and there's corn. Corn. Crazy. This is crazy. People need to buy this stuff and just put it in pots anywhere. Yeah, sugar snap. So this happened. I was in Kent building supplies and they had their veggies on for $1. These are sugar snap peas. I ended up buying 2 6-packs of them, so $2. And they had bright light Swiss chard. So I've been trying to grow from seed Swiss chard. So for $1, I'm actually pretty excited about this. Oh dear. I got these ones before the Kent incident because I'm not supposed to be buying any more plants. These are cabbage, and really these would work best if I could plant them like I planted the Brussels sprouts, 1 in each of a 2-gallon container, if I could get some 2-gallon containers. And I ended up with 1 more hot pepper. This is the Jalapeno Gigante 2. I had one of those initially at the beginning of the summer, and now I have 2. And this will just help a couple plants of the same kind. So we've got 2 of the Gigante. That was Graybeard. He's chasing a squirrel. I've got 3. The brand is Jalapeno M. And I have 2 of the Jalafuego. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I've got 7 jalapenos. And then I've got that other hot kind of pepper. Just, it's nice to have a pepper patch. We make a lot of things like jalapeno poppers, and I keep bringing the jalapeno plants home. And the handsome one keeps saying, like, where are we going to put all of this stuff? Why are we getting more jalapenos? It's one of the things that we use the most, tomatoes and jalapenos, out of gardens over the last several years. So I feel like those are the things that I should probably be focusing on. I just couldn't resist the snap peas. We'll see. So, okay, so my plan for this is these can stay on the deck. We're going to put them in an actual nice plant pot, and it can be a decoration. They're very colorful, and I think that that's a way that, you know, where are we going to put these? This is where we're going to put them, and it's going to be a decoration. I'd been thinking, I wish that we had some more 2-gallon plant pots. So when I was in town buying groceries, I stopped at Home Depot, and I also stopped at the Superstore garden centers and just asked if they had any old nursery pots where they were getting rid of them, like perhaps the plants didn't make it and then the pots were going to recycling. And Home Depot gave me this size. I'm going to say this is, I don't quite think it's a gallon, maybe a half gallon. So these are going to be much bigger for the cherry tomatoes right now that we have in like tiny pots. They gave me 8 of those. And Superstore actually had a whole bunch. I'm actually pretty excited because this green one is the same kind of pot that we currently have our gigantic hot pepper in. So we can plant the other one that I had in here, and then they'll be in the same pot, which to me, that helps me remember what's in what goes with what. Then we're doing some, like moving some things over, moving some things around from smaller pots to bigger plants, to bigger pots. We'll be able to use some of these bigger ones. Like there was a cute little, like this. We could use this to put the Swiss chard in, and then that will be a decoration on the deck, like a little bit of a fancier pot. Some of these will get broccoli, and some of them will get cabbages, and it'll be great because the bigger ones, like the cabbage, 1 cabbage per pot, and that will work really, really good. Wish I just had a few more, but we work with what we have, and I feel very, very appreciative that they gave these to me in the first place. It's been raining for 3 days straight. We're finally getting some sun. I have a feeling that the plants are just going to explode. The very first day of the rain, when it just was kind of a light rain, we tried to get everything that I had brought home that was still in the little 6-pack cells or the little pots. We tried to get those replanted. So let's kind of take a look at everything we've got now. So first, this is the 2 zucchini that I had separated into these small pots that I was thinking of merging together into like one bigger pot. The squash, that is going mad. And you can see like we're getting flowers. Those are broccoli. So I've got broccoli here and we got some potatoes in. So that's really good. Big potatoes. Celery has exploded. I've never grown celery before, so I have no idea really how this is going to go. And then over here, we have an explosion of zucchini. I really want to put them all together so everything's together in the same spot. And you can see here that the cucumbers and even those English cucumbers are doing quite well. We are starting to get flowers. So those are the English and these are the regular cucumbers. And right up here is one of my, these are just green peppers. This all needs to get organized because we are not leaving this like this. The handsome one says, well, really, why can't we leave it like this? I just don't want to. This is also Graybeard. He's saying hi this morning. So the Brussel sprouts are doing really well. They're really coming along in these 2-gallon pots. These are green peppers. That's another one of my broccoli. And then we've got the jalapenos and the hot peppers up here. More Brussels sprouts along the side. When we come up the steps, that's my little, I need to do something about this. It really has been raining for 3 days. That was a Swiss chard that I was trying to grow from seed. We are attaching these to the outside side of the deck. These are the snap peas. Super healthy. The rain didn't do them any harm whatsoever. And then here are the cherry tomatoes that I had gotten in that little 6-pack cell. And these, I don't know if you can tell, but these are quite a bit bigger. Just since we put them in these pots. So they've been in these pots now for 3 days. Quite a bit larger. Eggplants doing really amazing. And then these are the other broccolis. It was a 6-pack cells, but there was actually 7 broccolis. So we've got these all separated into their own containers now. Swiss chard. This is the Bright Light Swiss chard. I thought maybe that the rain might have beat these 2 pieces, and I was expecting that it might not look good when I came out here, but I'm actually quite pleased with, these are growing well, and they'll really love the sun today. They'll really come around. This is the tomato patch. Everything is doing amazing. So we've got 6 Roma tomatoes on the left, these 2 directly in the middle. These are the golden pear tomatoes. 2 in the front, those are the specialty cherries, and the 5 in the back. I rescued these. These beefsteak tomatoes were on a discount clearance rack. They were extremely haggard, and seriously, look at them now. So this just goes, be open-minded when you are shopping around. Be open-minded. It is totally possible to rescue and revive plants. So if there's an opportunity for a really good deal, be thoughtful about it. The pumpkin patch has turned into the pumpkin and cabbage patch. This makes me laugh. I think of Charlie Brown and the pumpkin patch, the great pumpkin. And of course, Cabbage Patch Kids make me think of the Cabbage Patch. We've got this all together here now in one spot. I really feel like these cabbages, and I've got 2 in 1 container. It is what it is. I'm limited. We're limited with what we have, and we're working with what we have. I feel these have gotten much bigger just since we've had these in these containers for 3 days. Onions are doing amazing. And the pumpkins look the same to me as what they did before. They're not really growing that as fast as what I thought they might. I almost forgot the beans. We planted these from seed. We've just got these little windowsill boxes attached to the edge of the deck. These are doing well, and the hope is that the beans will grow up and attach to the railings. And there is a second container right there. This is our rhubarb and our asparagus. These are the items that we planted directly into the ground. And something interesting happened. So this was the original asparagus that was planted in this little section of rock. We thought it died off, and we were just thinking, you know, hopefully next year something comes up. Something still comes up. And then this whole brand new shoot, stalk, came up. So that's one that's alive. This one, still alive, going to seed, so that's good. This one is not looking alive, but that doesn't mean that something won't come up. This one, not looking alive. This one is still alive. You can see that little, this is it, right here. And then this as well, totally died off, but then this little stalk right here, you can see that came up. And this one's totally alive. I forgot to add this one. This one's big and going to seed. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alive, and 2 that look totally dead over here, but hoping that they revive. The rhubarb is doing quite well, so I am uncertain whether I should be picking some of this to stimulate new growth, yes or no. This plant came from Canadian Tire. I had a really mature rhubarb plant at the other house, so I knew I would want one, but I'm a little uncertain of whether I should be trying to pick anything at all this year. One of my coworkers has given me, this is 2 little bundles in here. This is mature rhubarb from her plot. She dug this up for me, and I'm going to plant this in a different location than the other rhubarb I had. Try to keep them separate, and then like I'll remember in my mind, this one is matured, this one is not. Last but not least, this is the Egyptian walking onion that I planted. We are specifically not harvesting this year at all. So that's doing awesome. And then right beside it, again, doing awesome, is one of the asparagus canes that we planted. But that one that we planted in the back looks dead, and I'm hoping that we're going to get new growth out of that as well. I just kept coming home with things. So now, at the end of update number 1, we have 5 pepper plants that are jalapenos, and they are 3 different strains of jalapenos. 5? 7? 7 jalapeno pepper plants, 3 different strains. An additional kind of zucchini. We have added potatoes. We have added cabbage, broccoli, Swiss chard. I think that's it. I think I thought of everything. Eggplant. We've also added eggplant. And sugar snap peas. I know it seems like it's getting a little more excessive. I think the handsome one is also feeling like perhaps it's getting a little more excessive. However, we've been able to figure out spots for everything so far. So I'm not going to promise I'm not getting anything else, but I'll be very mindful. So far, so good. Everything's looking great. I can't wait to see how things go over the next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really love it if you would do so. That would help me. And perhaps you'd also be interested in some of the grocery videos. Have a great week, everyone.